Yo, let me tell you something, man. I've been living in Charlotte for quite some time. And I'm not going to lie. I've never experienced any type of blatant racism. You understand? I remember one time, several occasions. I'm not going to say one time. Several occasions, where I was at a store, and I handed the cashier my money. And, she slid my change back to me because I guess she didn't want to touch me. You understand? She didn't want to have hand-to-hand contact. And this is prior to the, the 19 thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say the full name. But this is prior to the whole pandemic, right? But today, man, which is, I probably will post this up Thursday night. So this happened Wednesday night, right? Because I'm at the beach right now, for those that want to know. So anyway, today, I experienced some type of racism, man, that it just blew my mind. So let me start from the very beginning, right? So I go to Whole Foods, right? Y'all get at me when I say Whole Foods. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't sound right to say Whole Foods. Anyway, I'm going to say it the way I want to say it. Whole Foods. I go to Whole Foods. I've been going to Whole Foods for years, man. I'm talking about damn near 20 years. And I'm not talking about like just in Charlotte. I've gone to the Whole Foods in New York, Durham, Raleigh, Charlotte, Atlanta, Sandy Springs, Midtown. But I ain't gonna say Midtown Atlanta, but around what's that street? I forgot the name of the street, man. But they got several Whole Foods, in Atlanta, in Metro Atlanta. You understand? I've been to quite a few Whole Foods. That's my store to go to. You understand? And out of all the years that I've gone to Whole Foods, I've never experienced any type of racism at all, especially in Charlotte. I mean, when South Park, the Whole Foods in South Park first opened up, Ponce de Leon, that's what it is. Ponce de Leon Street, where that's where the Whole Foods is in Atlanta. Ponce de Leon, right? So let me get back to that, to the South Park thing. So, when South Park first opened up their store, I was there. And then when Waverly opened up their store, I was there too. And while in the process of, Waverly, South Park was first, and then Midtown was, Uptown was second, and then Waverly was last. When I saw that they opened up a Uptown Whole Foods, I was like, man, that's just right across the street from down. So I never went. to the Whole Foods until today. So let me take it back a little bit. The reason why I really didn't go is because I went in one time and it looked like you had to pay for parking, right? So the mother of my children had went a few times and she was like, yo, you don't have to pay for parking when you drive in to the building, because it's connected to those apartment buildings right there. I forgot what they call them. You know what I'm saying? Stonewall something, right? So when you go in to the driveway, right, to the parking lot or whatever, right, you get a ticket. When you go on Whole Foods, you have to validate the ticket at the customer service desk, right? So then I was like, oh, okay, well, if I don't have to pay for parking, then I'm just going to start going to that Whole Foods, right? So today was a day that I was like, you know what? I'm going to the beach. We had went to Waverly and I think South Park, and they didn't have any grapes, any type of fruits and stuff like that. So I was like, you know what? Let me stop here, because I had I had worked out, around, I got there to down to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and then I stopped working out around 5 or something like that, right? So I was like, yo, let me stop at this Whole Foods before I get, I get onto the road, get on the road or whatever, 77, or just taking this West Boulevard, taking 160 all the way down to, and change to 161. Anyway, let me do that before I go home. You know what I'm saying? So I stopped there. I go inside Whole Foods, right? And the grapes are right there. Now, normally, I go in Whole Foods, I don't have any problems. I pluck a grape and I taste it to see if it's, if it's good, if it's stern and juicy and it's sweet, right? Never had a problem with any of the Whole Foods doing that. Matter of fact, I've seen other people do some of the most foul things in Whole Foods. You understand? Like, they allow their kids to go over to the bulk section and pick up cookies and cakes and little, the little nuts and paws and little nuts and stuff like that they have in the bulk section. They allow their kids to do it, and nobody says anything. And that, to me, is unsanitary to have a little kid going there after they picking their nose and all that rest of that stuff. That's why I don't mess with that stuff. The only thing I mess with is the quinoa, the lentils and stuff like that, and that sits high up, right? So I've seen on several occasions, people doing some of the most foul things, right? So I'm plucking a grape, and I'm out of one bag, and I'm eating. I'm like, oh, okay, this is good. So I pick up the bag that I ate the grape, that I plucked the grape out of, and put it in the cart, right? So then a lady comes up. I'm gonna reveal to you what race she was close to the end, all right? Hold that thought. So a lady comes up, she's security. She's like, hi, how you doing? I'm like, so typically, when you in Whole Foods, people say, hi, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? I've gotten into conversations, like long conversations with people that work at Whole Foods, right? Because they're just nice people, right? They're just like Chick-fil-A people. You understand? So I'm not thinking anything about it. I'm thinking this is typical. She coming up to me and she's asking me how I'm doing, and we're going to have like somewhat of a conversation, and then after that, I'm going to be about my way, right? So I go in another bag, because I'm getting like 3-4 bags. I got children, you know what I'm saying? We going to the beach. Like I said, I'm at the beach right now, you know what I'm saying? So this video is actually being pre-recorded. So anyway, I'm at the beach right now, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, well, I gotta get, grapes and, enough for the fam, right? So I put my hand in another bag, reaching to get another grape, and I'm eating it, and she's like, so are you gonna pay for that? I'm like, what? So now I'm like, I'm kind of like, where are we going with this, right? You know what I'm saying? She just saw me pluck a grape and eat it, and out the same bag that I plucked the grape from, I picked it up and put it in the cart. And then I went to pluck another grape from another bag, and if the grape was good, I was gonna put that bag inside my cart, right? She's like, before I even get there, right? She's like, so are you gonna pay for that? I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, because I saw that you took a grape out of that bag. Are you gonna pay for that? I said, yo, lady, let me tell you something. Mind your damn business. So she's like, well, you don't supposed to be taking. I'm like, yo, miss, I'm just reaching in the bag to get a grape to see how it tastes and if it's good, because some of these grapes are no good. There have been several times that I've gotten grapes from Harris Teeter, Whole Foods, what's the other place? Earth Fair, and I've taken them home without even eating grapes, right? Eating the grapes, testing them out. I've taken them home and they were all bad. So I'm like, yo, I'm just tasting it to see if the bad. And then I found myself like saying, why am I even like entertaining her? I'm like, yo, mind your business, get the fuck out of my face. And I walked off, right? So then I go over to, now this is the Whole Foods in Uptown, right? I go over to the produce section, like where the red peppers, the green peppers, and I get like the mushrooms. Like they got this big crate, not big crate, but it holds. It's like it holds a lot of mushrooms, portobello mushrooms. It's like about $6, right? So I get that, put it in a basket, and I look over. Something tells me to look over to where the grapes were at, and a white dude. This is my word. I'm not making this shit up. A white old lady and a white old man goes up to the grapes, does the same goddamn thing I did. And she was right by them, didn't say shit. Oh, I flipped. Not lying, I flipped. So I went up to her. I didn't get in her face. I stood several feet apart. Like I still practice my my social 6 feet distancing and all of that stuff, right? So I'm like, yo, what up with them? I'm like, yo, that guy did the same thing that I did, but you didn't say anything to him. So she's like, I did say something. I'm like, yo, you lying. You are lying. I sat there and saw that you didn't say nothing to him, right? So I'm walking away, and she's like, well, you don't need to get all hot and heavy. You know, that typical bullshit that they pull when black people, are upset. Now she trying to flip it. She's trying to make it where now I'm the angry black man. I don't know what I'm talking about. And now she's the sweet, innocent woman, right? So it's another dude. It's 3 other people in there that goes to Dow, right? 3 black people. I'm like, okay, I don't expect for them to jump in, but you see me all the time, and I'm quiet. I don't say anything to anybody. You understand? Why couldn't that man or that female just pull me to the side and be like, yo, man, what's going on? Ain't nobody look out for me. I'm explaining to you everything. Just hear me out first. Nobody looked out for me. So now I'm walking away, and I'm like, yeah, fuck you or whatever, right? So then I take the cart and I push that shit to the side. And I'm like, yo, I ain't paying for none of this shit, right? So then I call, a friend that was in the car with me. You know what I'm saying? And she comes inside the store, and she's like, yo, what's going on? I'm like, yo, this broad is harassing me. You know what I'm saying? And she's like, yo, let's talk to the manager. So the manager comes over, and she's like, yo, what happened? I'm explaining to her, like, yo, this female did da-da-da-da, this and that and so forth. And she's like, well, maybe she doesn't know the policy. And I'm like, so what is the policy? She's like, yo, the policy is you can get, if you want to test something or taste something, you can go up to, a employee, right? And get them to come over to, taste the grapes or whatever you want to test. You know what I'm saying? Help you, assist you with that, right? So I'm like, okay, that's cool. I'm like, well, how is it that this female right here works in here and she doesn't know the policy? You understand? And even if, let's just say, let's just say that I did something wrong. I was disciplined by her. But when the white dude broke the policy, she didn't say nothing, right? So I'm like, yo, let me get her name, because she's now this female is saying, the manager that is saying, yo, this is a third party, we don't have anything to do with it. And I'm like, hold on, how is it that y'all don't have anything to do with it? And she's security. You know what I'm saying? She's working inside the store. So then they go on and spill about how, homeless people coming in and eat grapes and this and that and so forth. And I'm like, yo, do I fit the description of a homeless person? I just came from the gym. So I have my dry activewear on. I have some flip-flops. I look like I just came from the gym. And then my female friend came in, and she looked like she just came from the gym. This boy got on $150 shoes, some five-finger Vibrams. $150 shoes, like all of our activewear all together is like $300-400. How in the world we look homeless, right? So then I'm going on, and then my female friend is like, yo, listen, just go to the car, because she's seeing I'm heated. She's seeing that I'm heated, right? So she gets the information or whatever, and we're gonna go to corporate. We're gonna call and file a complaint, and and let them know that I was harassed. You know what I'm saying? Over some goddamn grapes. And let me tell you what race she was. She wasn't goddamn white. She was Hispanic. Straight up. And this is what bugs me out. That we always getting on a white person's ass when a white person is racist. But let me tell you who the new racist is. Hispanics and blacks. That's a fact. That's a fact. Well, let me say brown and black people are racist towards one another. Straight up. Ain't no, I'm not saying that racism doesn't exist. Like, white people are not racist. But let me tell you something. Like, brown and black people are racist towards one another. You're going to get on me about one little grape that I took. I didn't reach my hand in the bag and just pick up like 18 grapes. No, I took out one. And she want to harass me for that shit. And let me say this too. See, y'all are millennials, y'all Gen Zs. So guess what? Y'all gonna say some dumb shit like, when I was like, yo, it was 3 black people in there that was in the gym, that's from the gym, and they somewhat know me or have seen me. They should have said something. See, y'all motherfuckers would be like, well, they shouldn't have said anything. I mean, they don't really know. Listen, I come from a different world. And the world that I come from in the 90s, we were on code. So if there was anything, I mean anything, that popped off, whether it was a black woman or a black man, whether I knew them or not, we were in there to protect one another. And that's the problem with black people now. Black people think on an individual level, especially you fucking millennials and Gen Zs. Y'all are so goddamn selfish till it makes no damn sense. At one point in time in the 90s, we used to roll as a crew. And you know what white people called us? Gangs. That's what they used to call them. Oh, they gangsters. But we had to roll like that. So nobody won't run up on us on an individual level. I wasn't expecting for those black people to jump in and be big man and want to fight. No, I wasn't expecting them to do any of that. All I was expecting them to do, and maybe I was wrong for expecting this generation, the millennials and the Gen Zs. Maybe I was wrong for that. Maybe my expectations are too high for you all. But I only expected them to just ask me a question like, yo, what's wrong, man? What's wrong? What happened? And I would have been like, yo, man, she's harassing me. I just wanted someone to be there to calm me down. And my female friend came in and she calmed me down. But it should have been a group effort. You see, we stepped away from that. It takes a village to raise a child. Now it takes the internet to raise a child. We have no type of what you call it? What's the word I'm looking for? In other words, lack of a better word, you know what I'm saying? We don't have any type of trust in one another. We don't care about one another. And that's a shame. Here it is, this non-white person, a Hispanic, a couple shades lighter than me, is harassing me. When you expect a white person? Well, let me tell you something. I've been to South Park for years. I've shopped in Whole Foods at South Park for years. I've shopped at the same Harris Teeters for years. Food Line for years. And I've never experienced that type of shit that I experienced today. Ever. And it pissed me the fuck off to know that, you know what? Yo, it's black people. It's the world versus black people. Excuse me, it's the world / black people / brown people versus black people. Out of all the shit we've been through in history, I know my history. Do you? Taino? Do you know your history? Do you know that black people help fight for your fucking freedom? And this is the thanks that we get? You all listen to our music? You all do the dances and all the rest of that shit? And this is the thanks that we get. I'll never look at a Hispanic a certain kind of way, ever again. I used to call y'all cousins and aunts and uncles and shit. Oh, we all related and this and that and so forth. And it's not just one situation. You know, a couple of weeks ago, a Hispanic dude tried to talk to me in Whole Foods, right? Not a white dude, not a black dude, an Hispanic dude. Oh, I like black men. I like black people, but I especially like black men because they big. They got big. Man, I gotta do a double take with this shit, man. I gotta do a double take with this shit. Cause it's like, man, for real. I mean, come on, don't get it twisted. White people, they all white racist motherfuckers. I ain't gonna lie. But man, when you got brown and black people being racist towards you, yo, you do realize this. Y'all know this. Y'all know this to be a fucking fact. You don't want to work under a black person. You don't want to work under a brown person. Because they are the worst. They'll treat you worse than white people will. Everything that I'm saying, you know that I'm right. You know that I'm fucking right. And that shit pissed me the fuck off. Because we expect racism from white people. But when it comes to brown and black people, we don't expect that. But it's the exact opposite. And this is the reason why black people, good wholesome black people that is, such as myself and others, that's the reason why we moved to the white side of town. This is the reason why. Yeah, true indeed, they're Hispanics, they are Mexicans, you know what I'm saying, Latinos, which makes no sense to me. Y'all sound stupid when you say Latino. You know what that is? Like Latin, you know that's a language. So what do you mean when you say you Latino? It's neither here or there. But at the end of the day, it makes no sense to me that you move, it's by default that some Hispanics or Latinos like are cool with one, like that are cool with black people. It's by default because we live in a hood. And, you know, everybody that lives in the hood can't afford to live anywhere else. So it's like, well, shit, we gotta get along. Other than that, if all the Latinos were on one side of the fucking tracks, as we would say it in the South, and black people on the other, man, Latinos wouldn't fuck with us at all. And that's a fact. And don't, listen, for you Latinos that's gonna respond in the comment section and say, I'm not that, you know, I'm not a racist person and this and that and so forth. I get it. But it's a small number of you all. Smaller number of you all. You know what? You Dominican you Dominicans bug me out. You Latinos or Mexicans or Puerto Ricans, all y'all motherfuckers bug me out. Cause y'all be the first to be on some racist shit, and your fucking hue, or rather, you got more melanin in your skin than I do. I not black, Poppy. The fuck out of here, man. Yo, black people, we gotta stick together, man. Cause don't nobody like us, man. And that's a fact. Everybody hates us. And that's a fact. We need to stick the fuck together. We need to get it together, man. For those that are good, wholesome black people, we need to get it together. We need to fucking buy land and live amongst our own. Because we only know how to treat ourselves. They don't. A dude told me in the comment section a couple of weeks ago, cause wow. On my old channel, I didn't put it on this one, but on my old channel, it was a Mexican dude. He was like, yo, I'm not signing to no black people. I forgot the Mexican rapper's name. He said, I'm not signing to no black people. And the dude was like, well, what about Puff? Or, you know what I'm saying? He was like, nah, I'm not signing to black people. You know, I'll sign to my own people, but I'm not signing to no black people. And I'm like, I'm sitting here, I'm perplexed about the situation. I'm like, how the fuck are you not gonna sign to black people and you make black music? We are alone. We are alone. All we have is one another. Stop the fighting. Stop the shooting. Stop all of that shit, man. Put down them guns, because you keep on saying, I'm talking to black people now. You keep on saying, I'm the op. No, you got it wrong. The people out there, the ops. I'm here to love you. I'm here to help you, take care of you. But yeah, man, we need to come together and buy a bunch of land. Yo, before that goddamn pervert Dr. York, before he did all of that stuff, well, he was doing it on the land. But before we found out about the shit, well, I say, you know, from the outside looking in, you know, those people been knew about it that was on the land. But it was this land, for those that don't know, I was part of a cult. It was this land that we had called Tamaray. It was 436 acres of land. And behind the land, it was a big ass lake. Yo, Dr. York was planning on moving all of the members, whether you was straight up, you could have been a Christian Nubian, a Muslim Nubian, a Hebrew Nubian. Didn't make a difference what religion you were. But he was planning on moving everybody on that land. And if you wanted to be a Christian, we was gonna build you a church. If you wanted to be be a Catholic, we was gonna build a synagogue for you. If you wanted to be Muslim, the list goes on. And I'm telling you, man, I went down to that land and man, it was beautiful. Just black people everywhere. You could have your kids running around. They was playing salsa music, merengue, all types of shit. And that's another thing. For all you Hispanics, man, you do realize that your culture is black culture. You do realize that you are African. So when you spit on me, Like that female spit on me today. You're spitting on yourself. I'm done, man. I know this video ain't gonna be monetized, but, you know, fuck it. I had to get that out. It pissed me the fuck off, man. Now that I know. And like I said before, I'm not judging all Hispanics based on one incident. No, I'm judging Hispanics based on several incidents. Several black people have said shit like, damn, man, they racist as a motherfucker. I got Hispanics that stay right next to me. And maybe it might be a language barrier. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it is. Sometimes they don't know English. They don't know how to express themselves. You understand? So that's why it's, you know, it's kind of, you know, it's good to have, you know, Espanol, Spanish or whatever as a second language. So you could be able to listen to what they have to say. Because sometimes some of these motherfucking racists as Hispanics, they'll start talking in Spanish. And you don't understand it, but they basically picking on you, calling you en negro or some shit like that. Whatever word or term they use for N-I-G-G-A in Spanish. So yeah, man, this video, it wasn't a rant, you know, like it wasn't like I'm attacking the female, you know what I mean? I never said the female's name. I'm gonna report her. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't an attack on Hispanics. It wasn't an attack on the Dominicans or the Puerto Ricans. No. This video is to let black people know that we are alone in this shit. Straight up. Stop teaching people your fucking culture. Stop teaching people your TikTok dances and all the rest of that shit. If you gonna teach them, tax that ass. Ain't nothing in fucking the United States of America spelled with 3 Ks for free. Straight up. And everything should be for free that they're charging you for. Especially when you're dealing with knowledge. You mean to tell me you're gonna restrict or stop my level of knowledge based on me not being able to have college tuition? Money? Knowledge that's not even yours. Man, come on, man. It's some bullshit. You mean to tell me if I'm not in an area where, you know, the taxes, you know, property taxes are not taken out, that I'm gonna, my public schools, the public school system is gonna be shit. That's crazy to me, man. How the fuck are you charging, like straight up, indirectly and directly, for knowledge? That's crazy to me, man. That's crazy. And black people, it's crazy how we put up with this dumb shit. We don't have to, man. I'm not telling you to go back to Africa. I'm telling you to create your own Africa here. Straight up, we can do it. We can do it, man. And that's real talk. We need to motherfucking invest in acres of land and get our houses built there, police our own. Yo, the Black Panthers was on to something, man. We need to go back in history and look at what we did in the past. Everything that we did in the past, how great we were in the past. Learn from what we did in the past in order to apply that same type of method that we used in the past here in the future. We need to have our Black Wall Street. We need to create another one. But this time, straight up, we definitely need some form of security. You know what I'm saying? So if and when they start dropping bombs on us and shit, we can retaliate. It's crazy, man. I would talk about the MOVE movement, you know what I mean, in Philadelphia, how they dropped a bomb on those people and killed kids and shit like that, those row houses, you know. But I know some of you motherfuckers that's gonna protect, you know what I'm saying, good old racist white America. You're gonna be like, well, the mayor at that time was black and he's the one who authorized it. Yeah, but you know what? Trust me, he had to get permission from those up high, higher than him. Yo, we are all alone. We are all alone. We need to come together. Other than that, my name is Langston2992. I want you to like, comment, subscribe. Definitely share this video. Yo, my bad. I wanted to say one more thing, for real. So I'm gonna continue to, for those that wanted to know, I'm gonna continue to shop at Whole Foods. I'm just not going to the Uptown one. You know, I'll definitely patronize the South Park Whole Foods and the Waverly one. You understand? Other than that, I'm not going back up to the Uptown one. You can cancel that. I want to say another thing too, because I don't want to leave this out. I did, talk to the manager, and I had about a little over $30 worth of groceries, and she gave it to me for free. You know what I mean? And she apologized for the security, the person that was harassing me, security. And I'm like, yo, that is not your responsibility to apologize for her. And she never apologized to me. You understand? But I will say this, Whole Foods did try to make it right by paying for my groceries, but I mean, I need more than that. You know what I'm saying? The security, the lady that worked for security at that day, you know what I'm saying, which is today, her behavior was unacceptable. And it's just that plain and simple. I want her fired. It's just that plain and simple. Black men have been harassed ever since day one. This is what we go through all the time. And for it to be a brown person, that's what hurts the most. See what I'm saying? So now I gotta look at this thing, different. You know what I'm saying? I can't just say, oh yeah, the white people. Nah. It's the brown and the black people now that we catch the most, that's where we catch the most hell from nowadays. It ain't the white people. Because like I said before, and I'll tell you again, I've been shopping at that Whole Foods in South Park ever since they opened their doors. Straight up. Matter of fact, while they were in the process of building it, I was like, yo, man, I can't wait until they open up that Whole Foods. Matter of fact, they didn't even have a Whole Foods here in Charlotte until the one that opened in South Park. I've shopped at Earth Fair. I've shopped at Healthy Home Market when they were open, right off of South Boulevard, and then they moved off of Central Avenue, and I've never had these type of problems. Never. So yeah, man, that's all I had to say. Other than that, I'm out. Peace.